They unearthed the Ethiopian Bible's shocking revelation about Adam and Eve's hidden truth. Few knew what truly happened that night in the dimly lit halls of a forgotten monastery in Ethiopia. Dust swirled in the air as monks pored over ancient texts, their hearts pounding with an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Whispers echoed like ghosts. Secrets lay buried deep within the pages, threatening to unravel the fabric of faith. The parchment, yellowed with age, crinkled beneath trembling fingers. Every scratch and scrawl on the page told a story lost to time. Adam and Eve names carried through centuries were more than mere characters. Or were they? The brothers uncovered lines that hinted at another side to the creation narrative, an alternate truth hidden beneath layers of tradition. Their breath caught in their throats. What if everything they knew was a mere shadow of reality? In the silence, shadows danced around them, distorting their reflections against the crude stone walls. The air was thick with tension, drawing them closer to a mystery that felt almost palpable. Ancient stories stir in these walls, humming with past secrets, longing to be heard. Why had these words been obscured from public knowledge? The monks exchanged furtive glances, their minds racing. Could Adam have been privy to wisdom that challenged the very essence of existence? What lay behind the sin that drove them from paradise? Each question loomed larger than the last. It was almost unbearable, the weight of sacred revelations resting heavily on their shoulders. Their fingers brushed the text, and an unexplainable energy surged through them. The pages seemed to glow, illuminating not just the words, but their very hearts. The presence of the divine loomed close, whispering an unsettling truth. Could the original narrative of sin be more complex, more nuanced than they had ever dared to consider? Outside, the world continued oblivious. The winds howled, shoving against aged doors. But within those ancient walls, time stood still. Leaning closer, they found lines that spoke not of betrayal but of choice, free will intertwining with fate. Was it not choice that made them human? The air bristled between them, their faith swaying like a fragile candle in a tempest. As the realization sunk in, fear crept alongside inspiration. If these truths were revealed, what would become of the foundations of their faith? Would history shatter? Eyes filled with tremors of anticipation and dread. A revolution of thought lay on the brink, trembling like a tightrope stretched above an abyss. What happened next? Could they unveil a revelation that may ignite a profound reckoning for countless souls? Or would they succumb to the shadows, silenced by tradition? Hey, before we continue with this amazing story, I need to give you an important heads up. Many subscribers have reported that YouTube unsubscribed them without warning. Take a quick second to check the red button below to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. I'd hate for you to miss any of the exclusive content coming soon. And while you're there, smash that like button, it really helps me out with the algorithm. Oh, and tell me in the comments, which city are you watching from? I love getting to know every amazing person who's part of this community. Your participation makes all the difference. Let's connect. As the night wore on, the flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows that danced upon the walls, each flicker seemingly harboring the weight of ancient wisdom. The monks sat huddled around the central table, oblivious to the chill creeping through the stone corridors, their minds consumed by the unfolding revelations. The patterns of their breath synchronized, a unified pulse in the deep stillness. As they contemplated the implications of their findings, among the words, they discovered phrases that told of a garden not merely as a paradise but as an arena of choice. Adam and Eve were depicted not as the ultimate transgressors but as stewards of creation, tasked with understanding the nuances of free will. Each choice they made was a brushstroke in the tapestry of existence, implying that their journey was not about a singular act of rebellion but a profound exploration of what it means to be human. The eldest monk, Brother Samuel, who had devoted his life to the pursuit of knowledge, broke the silence, his voice barely above a whisper. What if the tree of knowledge was not merely a test, but a gateway, a bridge to deeper understanding? His eyes sparkled with the light of comprehension, as if he could finally see the path that had long been obscured. What if the fruit was a symbol of the wisdom that comes from experiencing the full spectrum of life, both joy and sorrow? A hum of agreement resonated among the others, yet doubt lingered in the air like an uninvited guest. Brother Eli, younger but deeply introspective, furrowed his brow. But can we fathom the consequences of such knowledge? It is as if we are standing at the edge of an abyss, gazing into the depths of understanding itself. Might our own faith crumble upon revelation? Their dialogue unfolded like a delicate thread, weaving through the ancient mysteries and teachings that have been passed down through generations. They felt the burden of those who had come before them, each monk grappling not just with the revelation but with the weight of history. The fear of upheaval loomed large, yet the yearning for truth nudged them further into the unknown. As they cross-referenced their findings with other forgotten texts, a deeper realization began to dawn upon them. The story of Adam and Eve encompassed not only their descent but also their ascent toward enlightenment. Perhaps sin was not merely failure but rather a step on the path toward greater wisdom. Each mistake, each choice, was an intricate part of the divine journey. Outside, the storm battered the monastery with fierce winds and rain, nature itself echoing the turmoil they felt inside. What if they ventured forth with this knowledge? How would their community respond? Would they be seen as messengers of truth or harbingers of discord? The fear that clung to their hearts was not without merit, as the history of their faith was steeped in the perilous dance between revelation and acceptance. Silence enveloped the room again, thoughts spiraling like leaves caught in a tempestuous storm. Beneath all the doubt lay a creeping sense of urgency, a recognition that the time for the truth was near. Brother Samuel, clutching the ancient parchment, found grounding in the stillness of his spirit. We stand on the threshold of something monumental. Are we prepared to grapple with this divine paradox? As the candles flickered low, casting long shadows across their faces, the brothers found themselves confronted not only with the revelation itself but with the very essence of their own faith. The question hung heavy in the air: was embracing the complexity of human choice a gateway to deeper understanding, or a perilous journey into the uncharted realms of belief? The night continued to whisper, and the truth they had unearthed beckoned them closer to its edge, leaving behind a lingering question: would they choose to illuminate the shadows, or would they retreat into the safety of silence? As dawn crept into the stone corridors, the first light cast golden rays through the small windows, illuminating the dust motes that danced in the air like whispered prayers. The monks, weary yet invigorated by the previous night's discussions, gathered once more around the table. A palpable sense of reverence filled the room, as if the very atmosphere were charged with an unspoken urgency to resolve the questions that lingered. With the sun's embrace, Brother Samuel felt emboldened. Perhaps we are meant to delve deeper, to understand not just what was lost but what can be reclaimed. The garden was alive, a vibrant tapestry of divine creation and human choice intertwined. What if our understanding of sin has limited our ability to love the world fully? His voice rang with a conviction that shook the very foundation of their contemplations. The brethren leaned in, their hearts racing. Brother Eli responded, "But what of the consequences?" The knowledge they received ushered in suffering and separation. Can we discern between understanding that heals and knowledge that harms? The implications weighed heavily within the silence that followed. Suddenly, a voice, soft and low, emerged from the back of the room. It was Brother David, a younger monk who had been absorbed in his own thoughts throughout the night. If we see the choices of Adam and Eve as steps toward wisdom rather than mere transgressions, could it not illustrate a sacred pattern instead? One where each moment holds potential for redemption. His words hung like the morning mist, filling the space with a new layer of complexity. Could Adam and Eve's journey serve as a map for their own? The brothers pondered this, delving into the heart of their own experiences with faith and doubt, joy and sorrow. They found echoes of their own struggles reflected in the ancient tale, each story reminding them of the eternal dance of grace amidst frailty. As the discussions grew fervent, the wind outside picked up once more, howling around the monastery in vivid cacophony, as if nature itself wished to be part of their deliberations. Brother Samuel directed their focus to a scroll that lay unfurled before them, a passage that spoke of the very essence of knowledge and the duality inherent in creation. This text reveals that the fruit was never simply fruit, it symbolizes the awakening of consciousness. The act itself was one of curiosity, and perhaps the divine intent was to stir desire for communion with all things. The very essence of existence. The intricate interplay of choice and consequence ignited a spark within the room. They shared stories of their own lives, moments when the allure of knowledge came with heavy burdens. Each confession wove a thread, binding them together in their shared humanity. It was not merely about Adam and Eve, it was about every soul striving to navigate the complexities of life, yet, a shroud of uncertainty loomed. How many souls, steeped in dogma, would embrace this broader revelation? Brother Eli raised a question that echoed like a solemn bell: if we uncover these truths, how can we be sure our own hearts will not falter under the weight of revelation? Our convictions have been built on a different foundation. With hands agitated, Brother Samuel stood up, his gaze softly sweeping over the gathered monks. Perhaps, my brothers, the answer lies beyond our fears. Our understanding may shift, yet love endures. It is love that binds us to the truth, that offers us courage in our trembling steps. Knowledge unselfishly shared could lead the way, a guiding star through the night. The day progressed, and discussions went on, new ideas swirling alongside old beliefs, yet the tension remained thick. The question of acceptance gnawed at them: would their community find comfort in a broader understanding, or would it shatter the very fabric of faith they had cherished? As the light transformed, casting long shadows across the floor, they felt the significance of the journey they were embarking on. It was still shrouded in uncertainty. A realization dawned upon them that perhaps walking in the discomfort of their questions was as integral to their faith as the answers they sought. Amidst the shifting tides of doctrine and belief, another question echoed into their hearts: in our search for truth, can we equip ourselves to embrace the profound complexities of existence without losing the essence of what it means to believe? As the day wore on, the sun sank lower, casting a warm glow that mingled with the coolness of dusk. The weight of their discussion lingered like incense in the air, filling their hearts and minds with both excitement and trepidation. Brother Samuel, sensing the weight of their deliberations, proposed they seek wisdom through prayer before delving into the scrolls of the ancient texts. They gathered in a small room, abounding with the scent of burning candles and fresh herbs. Huddled in a circle, they closed their eyes, hands clasped, as they sought guidance amidst the undergrowth of their restless thoughts. Soft murmurs of prayer echoed like faint whine through the trees, a gentle surrender to the mystery that lay before them. After a time, Brother Eli broke the serenity, his voice a thread woven into the fabric of their silence. What if we are not merely reflecting upon the tale of Adam and Eve, but instead, we are living it out in our own lives? His brow furrowed as he spoke. The garden experience is embedded within us all, entwined into our very being. Are we not every day confronted with choices that echo their own? This line of thought rippled through the gathered brethren, igniting a deeper understanding. They spoke of their own gardens, moments when innocence had been stripped away, revealing the raw essence of their struggles and desires. Choosing love and knowledge brings both joy and pain, Brother David added, his expression earnest. Perhaps acceptance of this duality is our true heritage, a blossom born from the seed of understanding. The night deepened, and as the candles flickered, they turned to the texts before them, poring over words that had been saved and honored across generations. Among the scrolls, one spoke of the voices of creation itself, declaring, "And the fruit of understanding shall become sweet to the taste, but shall stir the heart toward choice." The brothers puzzled over this teaching, each interpretation sparking new dialogue. What do we do when the sweetness of knowledge clashes with the bitter consequences of the choices it demands? Brother Samuel asked, his tone reflective as he traced the words with his fingers, the ancient ink still potent with meaning. How can we ensure our choices align with love rather than lead us further into despair? Their hearts vibrated with the gravity of the question. Brother Eli suggested, maybe we must lean into our doubts as much as our certainties. What if these moments of questioning shape our souls toward a greater revelation? However, within this newfound perspective lay a deeper unease. Would their willingness to embrace doubt open the floodgates of uncertainty that had kept them anchored for so long? The flickering candlelight sparked dreams of greater understanding, and as the hours rolled on, they contemplated the juxtaposition of light and darkness, the eternal struggle between sin and redemption. Some expressed concern that the very embrace of complexity could lead to confusion and turmoil within their lives and their community. Would the brothers, tasked with shepherding those who sought solace, be able to navigate this uncharted terrain without losing the faithful undercurrents that sustained them? Amidst such discussions, Brother Samuel recalled a narrative threading through their gathered histories, the stories of the prophets who had often strayed in their quests for understanding yet returned transformed. Each path they took was laden with questions, and the darkness they encountered only deepened their faith. Could this be our journey as well, one that leads to a deeper love? Yet, the question of acceptance loomed large in the backdrop. As their contemplations unfolded, Brother David pondered, if we embrace this newfound understanding, will we leave behind those who cling to the simpler narratives? What does it mean for our fellowship if our revelations divide us? Their hearts were weary, yet buoyed by a sense of communal exploration. They resolved to honor both the tension of knowledge and the power of tradition, yet they grappled with uncertainty of how to articulate this new wisdom to their broader community. As the evening waned and silence settled upon the monastery once again, a new question arose within their midst: can the pursuit of deeper truth serve to unite us, even as we walk divergent paths, or will it fracture the bonds of fellowship that have held us together? As the dawn broke, its soft light filtering through the open window, the brothers felt the weight of their deliberations from the night before still lingering in the air. Each had retreated to his own thoughts, pondering the implications of the discourse that had unfolded, a journey woven with the complexities of faith, choice, and the very fabric of their existence. Brother Samuel, still seated amidst the flickering candle remnants, pondered how to bridge their emergent insights with their community's understanding. He gazed toward the early rays of sunlight illuminating a small scroll he had overlooked. It spoke of a hidden lineage, a thread connecting the stories of their ancestors to the creation narrative. With a sense of urgency, he called the others to join him, their collective curiosity igniting once again. Brothers, look here, he beckoned, unfurling the scroll before them. This speaks of the descendants of Adam and Eve, but not in the way we have always understood. It suggests that their choices, their very essences, did not simply end at the garden. Rather, the consequences of their decisions flowed through every generation, intertwining with the lives of all who followed. Brother Eli leaned in closer, absorbing the words as if they were jewels hidden within the text. Could it be that their right to choose, their tasting of the knowledge, grants us an inheritance far richer than we envisioned? An invitation to embrace our own complexities and not recoil from them. Encouraged by this prospect, Brother David shared his own thoughts. Yet, we must wrestle with what this means for our community. If we are all linked, then our choices, not just ours but those of our forebears, echo through time. This continuous thread of choice may bind us closer, or draw us apart based on where we stand on this spectrum of knowledge. Such reflections deepened their struggle to articulate both the wisdom and the real implications entwined within it. Recalling the story of Cain and Abel, Brother Samuel frowned. If we do not navigate this revelation with care, could we not risk repeating the cycle of alienation? The desire for knowledge gave rise to jealousy and division between brothers. As they ventured further into the scroll, they stumbled upon teachings that warned against the perils of striving for knowledge without love. They read softly, "The tree of life flourishes within unity and humble hearts, while the tree of knowledge may bear fruit that breeds discord." The brothers exchanged solemn glances, acutely aware of the delicate balance between growth and division. "With great breadth and understanding comes responsibility," remarked Brother Eli, his voice reflective. "The fruits we share must be rooted in grace and humility, lest we turn the quest for knowledge into a weapon that separates us." "But what of the flock we shepherd?" queried Brother David once again. "Are they ready for such revelations? Will they see the journey toward deeper truths as a mere distraction from the simple faith they hold dear?" As silence enveloped them, each brother grappled with the need to protect their community while ardently seeking the wisdom laid bare before them. There was joy yet also fear in unveiling this sacred mystery. A glimpse of the incredible tapestry intricately woven through generations tugged at the corners of their hearts. A cautious optimism began to bloom. "Perhaps our role is not to lead them forcefully into this complex understanding but to guide gently," Brother Samuel suggested. "To craft a narrative that embraces both simplicity and depth. Maybe, as we walk this path together, they will come to see the beauty in the struggle, just as we have." But as their conversation turned toward how best to share their newfound perspectives, a deeper sense of unease gnawed at them. What if their efforts to guide led not to unity but to fracture? Could they truly provide the leadership necessary to navigate the unknown depth of their inquiry without confusing or overwhelming those who looked to them for clarity? With shared resolve, they ended their morning. Meeting with yet another reflection, pondering what it means to unearth hidden truths that reside just beneath the surface. How can they open hearts to profound understanding while fostering a welcoming space that remains rooted in love and shared faith? As the sun ascended higher in the sky, casting a warm glow upon the brothers, they felt a pull to venture beyond their shelter. They wandered into the fields that surrounded their community, the verdant landscape resonating with the gentle hum of creation. It was here, amidst the rustling leaves and singing birds, that their conversation meandered into new territories of thought. That I have often pondered the river that flows through Eden, began Brother Eli, his voice steady as he gazed toward the horizon. Each tributary carries stories of life, choices made and paths not taken. It leads me to wonder, if Eden's essence still resides within us, what kind of fruit are we bearing for those who come after? Brother David, animated by the imagery, replied, and what if this river symbolizes the continuous choice we all possess? Every moment we decide shapes the tributary of history itself. Perhaps each of our choices offers a chance for redemption or, conversely, a path toward discord. Their steps carried them to a nearby grove, where ancient olive trees stood, twisted and gnarled yet resilient. Brother Samuel took a moment to rest against one. Observe these trees, he spoke with a reflective tone. Their roots dig deep, hidden from sight, but their fruits flourish above. Much like us, the foundation of our shared existence is often unseen, intertwined throughout generations, nourishing us even if we cannot perceive it with our eyes. Inspired, Brother Eli ventured further, contemplating the role of transparency within their community. How do we reveal the hidden roots to others without overwhelming them? The truth carries weight. If left unmoored from love, it could shatter their fragile understanding. That a breeze swept through the grove, rustling the leaves as if echoing the weight of their thoughts. Each brother took a moment, closed his eyes, and listened to the surroundings, seeking guidance in silence. After a few moments, Brother David broke the stillness. What if we weave these hidden truths into our existing narratives? We could explore the familiar tales of our ancestors, each familiar parable layered with the revelations we've uncovered. Yes, Brother Samuel responded, a spark igniting within him. By embodying the complexities within the simplicity of our stories, we could illuminate the journey of faith, showing that the understanding of knowledge does not diminish belief but deepens it. We could ask questions rather than provide answers, allowing reflection to cultivate growth, yet, uncertainty edged its way back into the conversation. Are we equipped to safeguard against misinterpretation? Our desire to share could be a double-edged sword, revealing light while inadvertently casting shadows. Brother Eli mused, glancing at the hardy crust of the earth beneath their feet. Brother David sighed, glancing up at the heavens, marveling at the vastness of creation. The cosmos, too, is a mystery. Even the stars do not reveal their secrets easily, appearing as distant points of light. We must be patient, understanding that the unfolding of truth is gradual, a journey each must embark upon in their own time. With a newfound resolve, they returned to their gathering place, each brother's heart illuminated by their discussions. The scroll still lay open in their minds, urging them to seek the tender balance between enlightenment and simplicity. As they drew closer to home, a single vital question hung in the air between them, waiting for an answer. How can they invite their community to walk alongside them into the depths of understanding without leading them into the shadows of uncertainty? As the evening sun dipped below the horizon, casting rich hues of orange and purple across the twilight sky, the brothers gathered once more under the ancient olive trees. The air was thick with the scent of earth and the promise of dew. They settled in a circle, the scroll of their shared story still unfurling in their minds. Have you ever considered, Brother Samuel began, breaking the stillness, that even the tale of Adam and Eve might hold layers of understanding we've yet to unearth? The notion of a forbidden fruit suggests not merely disobedience but also a profound inquiry into knowledge. Perhaps the pursuit of understanding itself is the true essence of their story. Brother Eli nodded thoughtfully. Indeed, the serpent's whisper was not merely an invitation to sin but a challenge to explore the boundaries of comprehension. What if it was an intrinsic part of creation for humanity to question, to wander beyond the borders set before them? David, usually lost in quiet reflection, interjected. What if we dare to believe that this quest for truth connects all of us through time? Each generation, like a leaf on the river, drifts in search of answers that resound with the echoes of those who came before. He paused, allowing the imagery to settle. Could the stories we share be mere reflections of the same desires Adam and Eve bore in their hearts? Are we not also seeking our own Eden, replete with understanding? As the evening shadows lengthened, a hush enveloped them. The brothers were wrapped in contemplation, but just as the silence stretched, a soft rustle emerged from the nearby brush. They turned to see a figure emerging, cloaked and mysterious, yet illuminated by a gentle glow. It was an elderly man, his beard wispy and flowing like the threads of their shared narratives. "Peace be with you," he intoned, his voice resonating with depth and authority. The brothers exchanged fleeting glances, curiosity sparking in their eyes. "Who are you, wise one?" Brother Eli inquired, his heart quickening with an unspoken anticipation that "I am a seeker of truth, much like you. I come from a lineage that traces back to the very ones who once walked in the garden." His eyes twinkled with a knowing light. "I have seen the scrolls that unveil the hidden truths about Adam and Eve, and there lies a depth most have overlooked. Go on," Brother David urged cautiously, feeling the weight of expectation settle among them. The man sat down, leaning closer. "Many believe the fruit represents knowledge, yet it was never merely about knowledge itself. It was about the relationship between knowing and being known. The fall of Adam and Eve signifies humanity's first step toward a profound longing, to access that which is divine within. There is a passage, a revelation, that tells of the sacred union of wisdom and humility, interwoven like roots beneath the olive trees. A shiver coursed through the brothers, an electric spark igniting within their shared spirit. "But what does this imply for us?" Brother Samuel asked, his brow furrowed in thought. "How do we introduce this truth to our community without causing despair or misunderstanding?" The man's gaze deepened, his presence imbued with quiet conviction. "It demands courage, my brothers. To walk this path of revelation means to reconcile both the darkness of ignorance and the light of understanding. You must become the olive tree, standing firm, offering the rich fruit of stories layered in lessons of faith to those around you. Invite them into the narrative and let them choose what to take from it. As the sky transformed into a tapestry of stars, silent questions loomed over the gathering. Under the watchful eyes of the cosmos, the brothers felt the enormity of the task ahead. How could they, with the weight of such knowledge, embrace their community in a way that stirred their hearts rather than bewildered their minds? Would they have the strength to share this revelation without burdening those who were not yet ready to unearth their own truths? As the last of the day's light surrendered to the night, the air grew cooler, and the stars twinkled like distant questions poised in the universe. Sitting in their circle, the brothers pondered the elderly man's words, a deep sense of curiosity intertwining with the weight of their responsibility. Small sounds of the evening surrounded them, a rustle of leaves, the distant call of a night bird. Must we alter the very fabric of what our people have known? Brother Eli's voice broke the contemplative silence. What if the fear of the unknown clouds their hearts? Can truths so profound be shared without unraveling their faith? The mysterious man regarded him with understanding. To hold truth only for oneself is like locking a precious treasure away, subject to rust and decay. The stories of old are woven with fibers meant to be shared, not feared. The questions you pose, dear brothers, do not diminish faith, they deepen it. Seeking understanding is not a betrayal but rather a return to the heart of the Creator's intention. David, still absorbing the gravity of their task, spoke softly, "If we truly are to guide them, might it also mean we confront our own truths first? Are we prepared for the weight of sharing such revelations?" At that moment, the man nodded knowingly. "Indeed, it begins within. Each path of understanding must be walked before it is shared with others. Your journey through doubt and discovery will pave the way for your people's embrace of truth. Remember, the spirit of inquiry is a gift, not a curse. It's woven within the fabric of creation itself." His words lingered in the gentle breeze, settling upon their hearts like the first drops of early morning dew. For a moment, the brothers considered the generations before them who had buried their doubts beneath the soil of tradition, a soil rich but, at times, parched for deeper sustenance. Brother Samuel, ever the thinker, found himself questioning the implications of their choices. If we unearth these layered truths, what else might we uncover? What if those revelations lead using our communitative paths far more intricate and mysterious than we ever dared imagine? Perhaps that is the essence of our calling, the man replied, his eyes brightening. To live as seekers amongst seekers. What if Adam and Eve's journey does not just symbolize the fall, but the ongoing quest for redemption and understanding? As generations grasp for their own branches of the tree of knowledge, they may find not only wisdom but also the grace that restores, and so, the night deepened, filled with whispers of biblical mysteries and the timeless quest for clarity. Yet, despite the warmth of camaraderie, there was an underlying tension in their discussion, a realization that true understanding often came wrapped in layers of discomfort. What will the people say? David queried, his voice taut with anxiety. What if they choose to remain in the shadows, rejecting the light we so wish to offer? Will we be prepared for the consequences? The old man offered a soft smile, resonant with understanding. Every great work begets both acceptance and rejection. The truth you carry is a seed of transformation, it must be planted and nurtured in faith before it can flourish. These conversations are your preparation for such moments of vibrant dialogue in pursuit of understanding. Even amidst fear. As the brothers exchanged glances, they found strength in one another, with their hearts aligned to the same quest for truth, yet filled with the uncertainties that lay ahead. They were but caretakers of a story that had begged to be told, carrying the responsibility of bridging the divine and human experience. The cloak of night enveloped them, yet the stars shone overhead, each illuminating a question begging for response. Would they step into the unknown, embracing both the ephemeral nature of understanding and the eternal quest for deeper truth? Could they become the custodians of knowledge while nurturing the hearts of their community in the process? The coolness of the night surrounded the brothers, wrapping around them like a comforting shroud. Their hearts beat in sync, echoing the pulse of an unyielding inquiry. As the elderly man's words hung in the air, the flickering light of the fire danced shadows across their faces, highlighting the uncertainty reflected in their eyes. Brother Eli, with furrowed brow, broke the silence once more, glancing up at the constellations twinkling above. If Adam and Eve's tale is a mere shadow of a greater truth, what might those layers reveal about us? Who are we, if not reflections of them? Will our own humanity be laid bare amidst these revelations, revealing flaws we have sought to shroud in piety? Indeed, the man replied, his voice a soothing balm. Like the very soil from which humanity sprang, your truths and weaknesses coexist. Each layer of the story offers a glimpse into the divine craftsmanship, a mosaic of light and shadow, glory and frailty. To see oneself within the stories of creation is to understand not merely one's fallibility but also one's potential for redemption. As the old man spoke, a stirring rippled through David. Might the trials we face today mirror those faced by our forebears? He mused, the weight of the question evident in his voice. If they stumbled upon the brink of knowledge and turned away, what then risks lying beyond our own threshold? Is hope hidden where we dare not tread? Hope, dear David, the man affirmed, is woven into the very fabric of seeking. Each time you confront uncertainty, you unfurl the sacred scroll of possibility. You take up the mantle of your forebears not in fear, but armed with courage and curiosity. At that moment, Samuel gazed deeply into the flickering flames, considering a revelation that loomed just beyond reach. What if the consequences of discovery extend far beyond our community? What if the world that awaits our truths is not prepared, may even recoil in shock? How then do we navigate the chasm of disbelief that could greet us? Ah, the man replied, his voice steady and reassuring. You must remember, the darkness can also birth light. Many who have walked before you faced similar hostility. Their stories, however, birthed change, inviting countless others to reconsider their narrative. In this journey, persistence in truth brings its own kind of conviction, one that generates ripples far more powerful than your original hesitation. As the brothers pondered, the stars above seemed to shimmer with promise, their glow a contrast to the shadows of uncertainty lurking within them. They were caught in a web of daunting questions and quiet aspirations, a delicate balance between faith and newfound awareness. What if revealing this knowledge does more than guide our people? Eli ventured cautiously. What if such truths awaken a profound crisis of faith? Would some not just recoil in fear, but turn against those who dare to uncover the layers of divine narrative. The old man leaned closer, his eyes reflecting the firelight. Change often ignites turmoil before it births clarity. The story of Exodus itself reveals this cycle. Poised on the precipice of liberation, there was chaos before serenity. Navigating the turbulent waters of revelation demands both courage and compassion, for the hearts you aim to nurture may not yet be ready to receive. Their collective gaze settled on the embers fading into the night, swirling thoughts of conviction, fear, and the yearning for understanding tussling within their hearts. They shared this weight of responsibility, ignited by the fear of what such truths could unravel in the fabric of their community. In solemn reflection, they began to realize that their journey toward truth might not solely be about unearthing knowledge, but about cultivating the resilience to withstand the response it may evoke. As the cool breeze whispered through the trees, carrying away the remnants of daylight, each brother began to feel the gravity of their calling. Would they dare to step deeper into the complexities of revelation, risking not just their standing, but perhaps also the very truths they sought to clarify? And in doing so, could they weave a new narrative of hope that transcended fear? In the stillness of dawn that followed a restless night, the monks gathered again within the sanctuary of their stone walls. Each soul bore the remnants of the previous evening's discussions, echoes of the elderly man's wisdom still resonating in their hearts like bells ringing out across the valley. Sunlight poured through the narrow windows, illuminating not just the space around them but illuminating their spirits with the promise of new understanding. Brother Samuel stood at the head of the table, keenly aware of the weight of the path ahead. We have journeyed through shadows and pondered truths both profound and complex. The tale of Adam and Eve, which we once perceived as merely a story of failure, was in fact a sacred tapestry of choice, love, and the quest for understanding. What if we could see ourselves mirrored within their choices? What if we allowed their story to guide us toward a deeper compassion for both our frailties and our victories? The room buzzed with a mixture of apprehension and anticipation. This realization was a delicate thread, emboldening yet fraught with the potential for division. Brother Eli, the youngest among them, voiced the fears still clinging to their hearts. But if we embrace this expanded view, how can we ensure it will not shatter the faith of those who look to us for unwavering guidance? What if they perceive our discoveries as a threat to their understanding? Brother David's voice rose softly against the tide of uncertainty. What if we nurture our community with these truths, leading them through a garden of questions instead of demanding absolute answers? The divine invites exploration. Our task is not merely to reveal but to engage, to walk alongside them in this dance of uncertainty. Perhaps by sharing our own struggles with accepting complexity, we encourage them to embrace theirs. As the words were spoken, a palpable energy coiled in the air, sparking a wave of realization. With each voice that emerged, light flickered through the shadows of their doubt. Together, they contemplated the example of deeply rooted stories interwoven with themes of both hope and fear. Adam and Eve themselves had journeyed through misunderstanding toward enlightenment. They had tasted the fruit of knowledge, adventuring into the depths of life's most intricate questions. Brother Samuel raised his hands, a gesture of unity. Let us be like the olive tree, our roots hidden yet strong. We can share the stories that bear the weight of complexity, planting the seeds of revelation nurtured with love. Our community will not dissolve but may grow together, forging a new understanding, one that embraces rather than fears. Hope kindled within the hearts of the monks. As the day deepened, they emerged from the confines of their walls, determined to cultivate a rich dialogue with their community. They sought spaces filled not only with tradition but brimming with the breath of inquiry, believing that enlightenment could bloom in the soil of understanding. Days turned into weeks, and the brothers held gatherings, inviting their friends and neighbors into the woven journey of faith they were uncovering. They felt like the beacons of light piercing through the fog, illuminating a path they once thought treacherous. They spoke openly about the revelations amidst the whispers of doubt, revealing the complexity of human choice, how it was interspersed with love and grace. The responses often varied, some faces radiated acceptance while others clouded over with confusion. Yet the monks remained steadfast, imbued with an understanding that even discomfort could be a pathway to growth. They embraced patience, allowing their community to navigate the unknown depths alongside them. As seasons shifted, their spirit of inquiry began to flourish in the hearts of those who had gathered. The essence of their discussions expanded, revealing new dimensions of existence and binding them closer through shared vulnerability. Hearts that once felt fragmented began to recognize their interconnectedness. Every choice echoed through time, and within that echoed legacy lay a profound recognition of shared humanity. Brother Samuel stood before their assembly one evening, sunset casting an ethereal glow. Together we embark on a grand pilgrimage, not just seeking understanding but courageously living it, acknowledging that growth often requires us to challenge our own beliefs. We are called to educate and inspire, but also to listen and learn. With every word, they felt an ancient truth awaken. Like Adam and Eve, every soul exists within a garden of choices, discernment waiting to bloom in love. The very fabric of their faith expanded and evolved, embracing the colors of their intertwined narratives, an intricate masterpiece painted with devotion, humility, and understanding. As the brothers continued their journey with their community, a powerful revelation emerged. They learned that unveiling complexity nurtured deeper faith, gently coaxing light from shadows and instilling hope amidst uncertainty. Each conversation sparked not just understanding but a profound transformation, where fear surrendered to curiosity and doubt unwrapped itself to reveal the gift of collective resilience. In that monastery, a new legacy began to blossom, transcending to me a legacy that echoed the eternal truth that it is in the seeking of knowledge, wrapped in love, humility, and communion, that souls can truly find themselves and nurture one another along the sacred path. And so it was, in the embrace of dawn's light and the whispers of creation, they stepped forward together, each choice budding anew, a testament to the ongoing journey of faith and ever-unfolding adventure toward understanding, love, and unity.